Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Friday.
Winter weather has made its way to eastern KELOLAND.
KELOLAND's Ariana Schumacher joins us now with the conditions that she's seeing. Good morning, Ariana.
Good morning, Perry. Out here, the snow is still blowing and falling, and you are seeing some people sliding around, so make sure you're taking some extra time as you're leaving this morning.
Advice, Ariana. Thanks for joining us. Now, the snow is falling in eastern KELOLAND. A wildfire has sparked out west. The Custer County Sheriff's Office posted this picture to its Facebook page. The fire is in the Legion Lake area. Crews were on the scene at 11 o'clock Mountain Time last night.
This is the second wildland fire at Legion Lake in almost 4 years. In 2017, over 54,000 acres were burned. Some burros in the park were hurt in that fire. Officials say it was sparked by a downed power line.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Brian Karstens in the Storm Center for a closer look at our snowy forecast. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, snow and wind is very common this morning. Let's take a look at the headlines as they stand right now. Wind in Sioux Falls creating some patchy blowing snow, so we have winter weather advisories for that. That includes a big chunk of southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa. Blizzard warnings in effect for Watertown and Sisseton. Now, on the big view, you can see as of 7 this morning how this snow is rotating in from eastern North Dakota. Aberdeen and Watertown kind of in the thick of it, and Sioux Falls will continue to experience additional hits of snow. Wind gusts, just a sample of that too here as of 7 this morning. Look at that, 40 to 50, very common. And I think we've got to keep these winds going pretty strong through midday. There is some improvement, though, going on this afternoon. In fact, even western South Dakota coming back into some sunshine. 41 today in Rapid City. The weather for the weekend is coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. Well, a bridge near Mitchell is now named after a South Dakota soldier who was killed in Iraq in 2016. The Dan Wagner Memorial Bridge was dedicated Thursday during a school assembly at Hanson High School.
The bridge is located on Highway 38 east of Mitchell. Wagner was a member of the South Dakota National Guard. His brother says the family is honored.
At one point, veterans all signed a blank check, which included an up to their death to the United States of America. Is something we take for granted, and remembering it on Memorial Day or Veterans Day is just not enough. It's just not enough. And so if that sparks people remembering those who have died for us, so many of us and so few that gave the ultimate sacrifice, that's what's important, and that's what I hope they remember.
The Gregory Wagner Memorial Bridge is part of the state Fallen Heroes Bridge Dedication Program. It names bridges after South Dakotans who have died in active service or are missing in action. An Augustana University athlete has been named the 2021 NCAA Woman of the Year.
Kendall Kornick from Mason City, Iowa, played softball for the university, helping the team win the 2019 National Championship. She's the first person to ever win the award from Augustana.
I mean, I know this award is a high honor and prestigious, but to think that I'm the first Augie person to win it is kind of shocks me a little bit, because it's just like everyone from Augie is like amazing, and like Augie really sets the stage for people like me to do all of these things and just really prepares us for the next stage of life.
Kendall is also only the second athlete from a Division II school to win the award.
A Sioux Falls woman is back with her cat after he was away from home for about 7 weeks. Brenda Patterson suspects her cat Coda got outside when she was heading to work.
While there were reported sightings of him in a neighborhood miles away, he was too quick to be caught on camera. Eventually, someone posted about him online, and Patterson's daughters went to the area to set live traps.
I thought, well, he's so cute, especially with these paws, you know. I didn't think he'd ever come back.
Coda didn't have a microchip, but now Patterson is planning on getting him one. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
Okay, wind and snow still blowing around this morning. Eastern South Dakota is primarily our hits of this. Now you'll notice our wind speed map still pretty strong through 10 a.m., but there is a trend here for the afternoon. Things are beginning to slide a little bit lower, and I do expect that range will continue to close in on the 30-mile-an-hour range here early this evening in Sioux Falls for top winds. Notice how western South Dakota, yep, the wind's gone, at least for a short time, because tomorrow we're going to gear up for system number 2. This one's not going to be nearly as impactful here as far as the amount of snow, but we do have a swath of wind. See how in the afternoon this is coming up? Also, with the wind, there's going to be a temperature increase. There will likely be a few 50s returning to central and northwestern South Dakota. Sioux Falls is going to spend much of the day just trying to recover a little bit with low 40s expected. Not too strong a wind, but then there'll be that switch around there Saturday night, and that wind could even gust to 50 in Watertown for a time there Saturday night. I do think Sunday, though, should hopefully get a little bit better as we work these systems quickly in and out of the weather picture. There's a bigger vantage point of that frontal system on Saturday. Notice the snow in eastern North Dakota into central Minnesota. There is a little heads up there if you're traveling this weekend. A little more of a push of moisture north and east of KELOLAND. Early next week, looking warmer. In fact, we're pretty optimistic by the time we get into Tuesday. We could be talking some pretty widespread 50s and 60s, although quickly on its heels again, here comes the wind in the 7-day forecast. We'll end with the numbers here. Sioux Falls today, 30 with the snow and blowing snow and driving with care out there. Our 7-day forecast, we get a nice recharge on Tuesday. We could get over 60 degrees for a day, but then once the wind gets going there Wednesday, it's going to feel a lot cooler, and all trends are pointing toward colder weather again late next week. So there's an example of that too in Aberdeen. After a chilly start, we get a little bit of a window of warmer weather, relatively speaking, Monday, Tuesday. How about some 60-degree weather for Pierre? That could happen either Monday or Tuesday, followed by the strong winds. And what we had yesterday, we could repeat that. We had 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts in western South Dakota yesterday. I hope we don't have to see that again, but it's quite possible. Check out details with our Storm Center update at KELOLAND.com. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a great Friday.